Hey friends, my name is Steve Guttenberg and I am the audiophiliac, and I am excited. I am excited because today, Wednesday, September 26th, I went to a press event for the upcoming 50th anniversary release of the Beatles' White Album. Now, the White Album has always been my favorite Beatles album. Other people at Sgt. Pepper or Abbey Road or whatever. No, for me, it's the White Album, so I was extra psyched about this event today. So presiding, the host of today's event was Giles Martin, who's George Martin's son. George was the original producer of the White Album and all the Beatles albums. And Giles has worked on others. He did the Sgt. Pepper remix, not remaster, from last year, and other Beatles projects of recent times. So he has a deep knowledge of how this music works and how it all fits together. So like the Beatles remix of Sgt. Pepper, this is a remix, not merely a remaster, not just tweaking the sound of an old record. No, this is going into the multi-track masters and remixing the tape to bring out things that we haven't heard before in those recordings. It was recorded on an 8-track machine. Most of the previous Beatles records were recorded on 4 tracks. I think I got that right. And the whole process of making this record was different, according to Giles, from the previous Beatles records. Previous Beatles albums, the Beatles came to the studio with songs and then crafted those songs together as a group and with George Martin. The songs were created that way. But for the White Album, in advance of the recording sessions, the Beatles had their own recorders at home and made demos at home and refined a lot of the details of the song in these home demos, which are mostly acoustic. And at this press event today, Giles played a lot of those home demos, and they are amazing. They're mostly acoustic, as I said, but they just have this clarity and this excitement to them. The songs are brand new. They're fresh. They're in the process of being created, and you can hear this process in front of your ears or eyes, or however you want to look at it. So hearing those, so he played a bunch of those. He also played demos in the studio of the songs a little further along and with the full band participating. Those were equally incredible. There were many songs that didn't make it to the record, to the final version of the White Album, like George's Not Guilty and John Lennon's Mother Nature. It's not Mother Nature's Son, it's Child of Nature, John Lennon's Child of Nature. And they did the first take of Hey Jude. I didn't know that Hey Jude was recorded during the White Album sessions. There's Paul McCartney's song Junk, which appears on his first solo album. There's a lot of bits and pieces here that I didn't really know were part of the whole White Album thing. There's lots and lots of it. I think in the 6-disc set, there's 104 different tracks, tunes, in various states. So there's the new remixed stereo version of the White Album. There are these home demos. That's another disc. Then there's a new mono mix. There's 2 Blu-rays for high-resolution audio in various forms. There's a lot going on. But I gotta say, like, there's this, the last song on the White Album is Good Night, that Ringo sings. And I think the one on the album with the strings and everything is really, really beautiful, and it follows number 9, Revolution, which is really crazy and weird and everything. And then you get to this lush orchestration of Ringo singing Good Night. But in the demo, it's the 4 Beatles together harmonizing together as a band. And you don't really hear that in late Beatles recordings of the 4 of them singing together like that. And you just feel, hey, I'm sorry, the love in the room is just there. You just feel like you're part of it, And of course, there's these wonderful takes of John with Julia, and Julia was his mother, so even though it's a love song, it just has this tenderness. And of course, and Paul's I Will they're tender, they're coupled together on the album. But then there's these extremes of, like Helter Skelter, which Paul wanted to be as, hard rock as the Beatles ever got. And there's versions of that which are harder than the one that wound up on the final product, you know. So there's so much to absorb, and I'm just doing this as much as I can from my memories of this afternoon. And I'm so looking forward to it. The 50th anniversary edition comes out in early November in various formats, of course, vinyl included. And I can't wait. Hell of a holiday present, if that's your thing. Anyway, more about that in the future. Thank you for watching today. Bye.